Hi guys, this is Aslam Khan here to teach you dual impact of transactions. If you are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe now to learn with me more in business studies and accounting. So until chapter number 1 to chapter number 6, I have updated almost all the videos related to grade 10. So if you have any confusions on any video, please do not forget to follow me on Instagram, Commerce with Mac, or in my Facebook, Commerce with Mac again. If you have any doubts, you can contact me through Facebook or through Instagram. I'm always ready to help you. So let's move on to the chapter. What's dual impact of transaction? Now, on last two videos, I have taught you what is asset, expense, capital, liability, and income. So this is also a small, short span short video which I have explained you about how these dual aspect of transaction works together. So normally dual aspect means dual impact. When it comes to one entry, what happens to the other entry? That's what you need to know. So on last video, I have taught you there are two formulas you need to remember. Asset is equal capital plus liability. I'm now going to teach you another formula. Asset plus expense is equal capital plus liability plus income. I'm going to use those formula together in order to find out how double entry systems work. Now see here, they have given an account. So let me move on to my Excel to have a clear idea what I'm talking about. Yeah. Now you are seeing my Excel. I hope you guys can see my Excel. So now here I'm going to draw up a ledger account to make it easy for you and for me. How a ledger accounts look like. Now if you see here, so a ledger account should look like in your exams. You don't want to specifically say the details, data, and those things. You need to remember one thing: the left side column, which I have kept my cursor. This is what we say debit, and the right side column, which I'm gonna present here, it is credit. So you need to know when it comes to a ledger account. I'll zoom it a bit so you'll have a clear idea. So this side on this debit side, we say it as on this left side, we say it as debit in a ledger account, and this side we say it as credit. So now normally I taught you a formula called assets, right? Equal plus expense is equal capital plus liability plus income. Now see here, you need to remember asset and expense is a debit account. What do you need to know? Asset and expense is a debit account. Whenever it is increasing, it's going to be debit. So if I say what happens to assets if it increase, easy. You need to know what happens if it increases and what happens if it decreases. So this is what you need to know when it comes to asset and expense account. Now asset expense, I'm going to put everything by order, capital, liability, and I have, so how do I present that? Asset increases, it's debit, expense increases, it's debit, capital increases, it is credit. Liability increases, it's credit, and income increases, it's credit. So asset decreases, it is going to be the opposite because it's double entry. So when one increase, one it should be on the other side, it should decrease. Decrease means it's credit. So in capital, liability, and income, decrease means it should be debit in all the sides. That's what you need to remember when it comes to capital, liability, and what to say, income. So the same formula you need to apply. So to do a double entry transaction, the basic thing you need to know how a double entry works, right? What happens to each and every transactions and how you are going to record. Now on chapter number 5, I taught you how do you record what happens to asset and how it increases. In chapter number 4, I taught you what's an asset and what is coming under assets, what is non-current asset, what is current asset. Everything I have explained you on chapter number 4 and chapter number 5 much deeper. So if you do not understand chapter number 6, please go and refer chapter number 4 and 5 to have a proper clarification on what I'm going to know now. Now here I'm gonna represent what is there in the textbook because to make it easy as possible, we're gonna refer the textbook and do together. So you need to know this. This is a simple formula box, and you know if asset increase, it's a debit. If asset decrease, it's a credit. So to know what is asset, expense, capital, liability, income, please refer chapter number 4 and chapter number 5 video on my channel. So let's move on to the topic we want to discuss. I'm moving on to the textbook again to show you what Are we going to learn? So here they have given certain accounts like building account, it does cash account as an asset, liability, they have given certain accounts, capital, they have given certain account. These accounts have been given thoroughly on chapter number 4 and chapter number 5. So now here, this is what I was speaking now on my Excel sheet. This also they have given. Let's do these examples one by one. Here they have given. Let's do one by one these double entry. How to record this double entry. I will look on to chapter number 5, or else you will not understand this transactions. Purchase the machine on 3rd, 1st 2000 at rupees 500,000. So how do you record this under the ledger account? So now remember, as I said that all the entry, all the transaction has two double entries, and that's the reason it is known as dual aspect. Here they have given purchase the machine on 3rd, 1st 2000 at rupees 500,000. So when you purchase a machine on cash, your machine account will increase. Machine account is an asset account. I taught you this. So when machine account increases, asset increases. Asset increases, it's the debit side. And on the other side, cash is going out of your business because you need to spend money to buy the asset. So when you spend money to buy the asset, what happens? Your cash decreases. So cash decreases means it's an asset decreases. Asset decreases means it's a credit. So how do I record this? Easy. Now you might see here. I'm going to record this. Moving on to my Excel sheet, I'm going to take the same account which is taken here, so it's easy for me to copy and paste it. So here I'm going to do the first one. Do with me guys when you're doing the sum, so then you will have a thorough understanding about what I'm doing. I have debit and credit. First of all, I need to write what is the account name. It's machine account which I have invested. So I bought 300,000. I'm sorry, 500,000 worth of machine, but I bought with my cash. Remember, guys, when I'm writing a ledger account, you need to write something called narration inside. Now here I'm gonna write cash account. Okay, so your cash is going out of the business when you're purchasing, so machine will come on the opposite side. Okay, so I'll write here machine and 500. Okay, so easy. That's how this should work. Now you might see here why I have kept some space here. You can write the dates if you want. It was 3rd, 1st, I don't know what was the year, so I will write the same way the examiner has given here. And here also I can keep a date, 3rd, 1, 20. Okay, I'll zoom a bit lower. Now, what you need to understand is account. If you see here, this is a purchase of a machine. So machine is increasing, but when machine is increasing, it's an asset. That's the reason when asset increases, it's a debit. So I have written here. You can see this table. Asset increases debit, and also cash is also an asset. It's a current asset. Machine is an non-current asset. Somehow it's an asset. So when your cash is going out, for what purpose it is going out? For machine purpose. So you are spending on machine. So you need to write the narration under the column. Remember, narration means when you are taking machine under machine account, you need to write cash on the debit side. You see this cash, this account's name should be represented here, and this account name should be represented here. That's how narration should work. So I hope you got this. So let's move on to the second adjustment. Adjustment number. How does this double into? So they have written the same way which we have taken. Okay, you don't want to write cash book, you can write just say cash account. Then second adjustment they are given, obtained a bank loan to rupees 400,000 on 4th, 1st, 2000, maybe the year. So when you take a bank loan, your current or your non-current liability is increasing. Non-current liability increase means it's a credit. And also when you are taking a bank loan, your money is also increasing. So money is an asset. I mean, cash is an asset. So if asset increase, it's a debit. So I'm going to write obtaining a bank loan, how I'm going to represent in under my Excel sheet. I'm going to copy the same account. It's going to save a lot of time for me. Though you can't copy in your writing books, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that. You can't copy in that particular way. Here I'm going to write the date. What's the date we have taken here? It is again on, no, it's on 4th, 1st, 2000, whatever that is they have given. I'm going to write 4th, 1st, or erase these details. And here I'm going to write again. Here I will write, I'm going to write cash account. And first you need to know what are the accounts which is getting impacted. First account was cash account. Second account which is impacted was bank loan. So these are the way of understanding when it comes to double entry. You need to know which account is getting affected and why. That is what you say double entry. So cash account, you are getting cash. Let me see how much you are getting cash. I think they have given here cash account. You are getting cash amount of 200,000. So moving on to this point, you got 200,000 cash. From where did you get this? You got from bank loan. Can you write the narration correctly? Specifically, if your narration is wrong, you don't know which account to go and look. And here, bank loan, when non-current liability is increasing, what will increase? It will become a credit. So I'll write here, and don't forget to write the date. It's not a mandatory thing to write the date, but it's better if you can write the date in exams if they are given a date. Then we move on to the third one they have given. Let's move on to the next adjustment, third one. Yeah. The owner invested rupees 300,000 as capital on 5th first 2000, whatever the years. Now, when you invest money into the business, 300,000, when you invest money into the business, what happens? Your cash will go up and also your capital will go up. So cash, again, I will write I'll copy these two accounts. Now I'm going to do my third adjustment. Do with me, guys. If I'm fast, I'm sorry, but can't help, guys. So here I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna change the date also. It's 51st. You can't copy and paste in your writing book, so you need to do it in your own way. See, so here is going to be capital account. So understanding account is very important, as I said. So how much did they invest? Let's see how much did they invest. How much did the owner invest in the business? It says that the owner invested rupees 300,000 as capital. So we'll see 300,000 as capital. So if they have invested 300,000 as capital, your cash will increase. So it's a debit. Right here under narration capital, and under capital you will write because it's when capital increase a credit. You need to know the rule box. So capital increase is a credit. So credit. It is also going to be informing what is the amount invested. Easy as that. Let's move on to adjustment number 4. You have received an interest income of 20,000 on 5th first 2000. Yeah. So again, you have received an income. So income is a credit account. But what type of income is that? Interest income account. And also, when you receive income, it is going to affect your cash account because you are getting some sort of money. So I'm going to copy this adjustment number 4. I'm sorry, guys. I'm making you guys draw again and again, but that's how it should work. Okay. So here I have written this correct date, actually cash account, and here I am going to write interest income. Okay, so this adjustment number 4. Here it's not cash. Here here it's going to be cash because that's the amount of money you are going to get. It's 20,000 credit side, and on the cash side you are receiving it, so it's a debit. It is going to be 20,000, saying interest income. So I'm done with that also, guys. So let's move on to adjustment number 5. It's more than enough if you know how to do this. It's more than enough to score in your exam. So adjustment number 5. Salary, yeah, paid salary is 20,000. It's an expense. When you pay salaries, what happens? Your cash goes out of the business. You are paying an expense, so your expense increases. So asset is when your cash goes out, it is an asset account. When expenses increases, it is an expense account. Expense increases means a debit. Asset decreases means it's a credit. So knowing this is very important. I'll copy the same adjustment, guys. Yeah, come a bit down, and here I'm going to write salary. Here I'm going to write easy. Let me keep the same date. I don't know is it the same date or not. Let me have a look onto that. Yeah, it is not the same. It's 6th. So I'm going to change the date here. 6th first 2000. Yeah. So it's an expense account, so I can't keep the dates here. 6th. Cash is going out. First 2000. Okay, so now here the actual salary he is getting paid is 20,000. What are you paying from? You're paying from cash. So write cash here, and on the cash account You actually you need write near cash, you need write cash account, you need write salary, just salary account. Don't keep it plain, guys. It will be wrong in exams. And here is the amount you are giving 20,000. For what purpose do you give? Salary. So you need to write the narration. This account narration should be written on the opposite account. That's how it. I hope you understood the basic double entry way of recording. So this is all for chapter 6, and they have given a small certain type of explanation about a ledger. So let me explain it through my, yeah, I'll take my spotlight you to see it clearly where I'm reading. A separate account has to be maintained for each type of asset. Accordingly, there can be many asset accounts in a business, such as motor vehicle account, furniture account, cash account, etc. Similarly, there can be many accounts for each type of equity, liability, income, and expense in a business. A collection of all accounts is called as a ledger. Therefore, recording business transaction in account is also named the recording business transaction in the ledger. So normally for every account, you need to have a way of recording it in some places. So when you can maintain all in one account, now specifically like furniture and the furniture account, what to say, motor vehicle and the motor vehicle account, if they can maintain, or all the assets in under property, plant and equipment account. You will understand this property, plant and equipment in grade 11, chapter number. For now, you will not understand it. But you need to remember, property, plant, equipment is where you are bringing all the assets into one account. We said as non-current assets, all the non-current assets you will be taking into a one account. That's what we say ledger. So it can be done in that particular way also. So moving on to the next part, there's not much to explain. These activities are easy. I'm gonna explain. Yeah. I'm not gonna explain the second one actually. I'll explain the first one, third one. Let me do the fourth one also. Let me finish it off fast without wasting your time. Activity 1. Write whether the increase and decrease of each of the following accounts should be written in debit side or credit side in the account. Building account is an asset account, so it's a non-current asset. Asset increases means a debit, decreases means credit. Bank loan account is a current liability, or sorry, a non-current liability, increases credit, decreases debit. Sales account is an income account, increases credit, decreases debit. Electricity charges account is a expense account, increases debit, decreases credit. Interest received account is an income account, increases credit, decreases debit. Vehicle account is a asset account, increases debit, decreases credit. Purchase account is an asset account, so increases debit, decreases credit. Capital account is already belonging to capital, increases credit, decreases debit. Drawings account is an expense account, increases debit, decreases credit. Debtors account is an asset account. Debtors means the people who have purchased the goods on credit from us. So debtors account is an increases means it's a debit, decreases means credit. So it's very straightforward, guys. If you know how to do that, yeah, it's an easy adjustment. So I'm not going to do this second part. Activity 2, I'm going to do activity 3. Following are some transaction occurred in Amar's business. So shall we do together, guys? Yeah, let's start. I'm gonna keep some eight double entries, right? I'm gonna put copy 8 ledger entries for make my life and yours easy. So I hope you can see this very clearly. This is a new sum. I need to keep it. I'm not going to put credit and debit, guys. This is number 1. Same way, I'm gonna create 8 accounts. So you also create with me. What am I doing? Okay, this is 2. Then I'll copy the third one. Third one. Then I'm going to copy the fourth one. Right, easy. So I'll copy the fifth one also. Fifth, six, seven, eight. Fifth. Sixth. Do with me, guys. Don't I know I'm taking a lot of time in copying the same thing, but it's going to save me a lot of time, and I'm doing it with you. So it's going to be 7, and the last one is 8. Yeah, so I'm done with this. I'm going to do this, guys. So let's start the sum. We'll do one by one, guys. So let me start with the first one. Take your textbook, turn to page number, I don't know what page number it is. 76. So introduce capital rupees 300,000. So when you introduce capital, what would happen to the business? As I said, your capital account will increase, so write capital. And also your cash account will increase. So knowing this double entry is very important. So if your cash account is increasing, like 300,000 and the cash account as capital, the debit side is as cash increase the debit and capital increase it's a credit. So 300. We'll write it as. I hope you understood the first one. Let's move on to the second part. Adjustment number 2, let's move on. Purchase equipment for use in the business 50,000. So when you purchase equipment, your cash is going out, your equipment is coming in. So equipment is an asset account. Asset account increases, it's a debit. It's 50,000 cash you have spent. So right here, you have spent cash. And on the cash account, you can write as equipment. You have spent for equipment. What's the value? 50,000. So they have not given the dates. That's the reason I'm just taking account by account. And the third adjustment, small third adjustment, it says purchase goods on credit 80,000. So when I purchase goods on credit, I will purchase from one person. We say that person as creditors, or also you can say them as trade payables. And when you buy goods on credit, you will say the goods on credit as purchases. You have purchased. Purchase is an asset account, it's an inventory. So when you purchase inventory, your asset is increasing, it's a debit. Actually, creditors is giving you, I don't know how much the amount, so I'll write here purchase. How much they are giving you? Purchase goods on credit 80,000, so I'll write 80,000. Yeah. And on the creditors account, as saying purchase 80,000. So record it done. Let's move on to the adjustment number 4. Adjustment number 4. Where's adjustment number 4? Pay telephone bill of the owner's house using cash of the business. Now, from the business cash, you can't make payment to your house bill. So when you pay the house bill from your cash of the business, it is known as drawings. So it's an expense. So drawings is taken for owner's individual use from the business. So drawings account, and actually he is taking some cash. You can't consider. So cash is decreasing of the business. I hope he is taking cash. Using cash as a business. So it's 5,000. So drawings is an expense. As an expense increase, it's a debit. Right here, cash. And the cash account, you have spent your money is decreasing. In drawings, you will reduce 5,000 on the side. Then we move on to the adjustment number 5. Easy. Adjustment number 5 says paid insurance, cash sales 50,000. So cash is an income. So income is a, you will write here sales account because it's a cash sale. It is related to cash also. So 50,000 is coming inside the business. So you will say sales, but sales is an income. So income increases, it's a credit. So you will write here cash. Easy. So we move on to adjustment number 6. Adjustment number 6 says that paid insurance 7,000. So insurance is an expense payment. So if any expenses increases, what would happen? So we'll say insurance expense, right? Insurance, and your money will go out of your business. So cash account will become credit. Right here, insurance, cash will go out by 7,000, and insurance expense are paid by 7,000. So insurance increase the debit because it's an expense. Right here, cash. Adjustment number 7. So it's more adjustment number 7. Cash purchases rupees 40,000. So when you purchase cash, what is the amount they're going to do? Cash purchases. When you purchase an asset account, so, but you are going to spend some money in purchasing that. So cash is going to go out of the business. So how much you are purchasing? Let me see how much you are purchasing. You're purchasing 40,000 worth of purchasing 40,000 worth from cash. 40,000 right, and the purchase is a debit. write cash here. On the cash account, you write purchases, and on the credit side, because money is going out and it's a credit because cash is an asset account, 40,000. Easy? Yeah, my screen is a bit shaking, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so they have adjustment number 8. Adjustment number 8, we have paid creditors rupees 20,000. So if you pay creditors, your money will go out of the business. So your cash is going out of the business. If you are paying creditors 20,000, yeah, you can write here creditors, and actually money is going out, so your cash is dropping down. So when you are paying creditors, you should write creditors and the amount 20,000 you are paying. And on the cash account and creditors account is their liability. So when they decrease, it will become debit side. You will record as 20,000 as cash. So that's all, guys. That easy is when it comes to recording a double entry and record the above transaction in account. So I have given you how to do ledger accounts knowledge. So let's describe this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in explaining this. It's a very straightforward one. Let's see. Describe the transaction of each entry listed in cash account in chronological order. So one by one, you need to go based on the number of days, number of the date, and record the other entries relevant to the transaction listed above in cash account in the respective other accounts and ledger of Samira's business. So it's that easy, guys. Let's start now. So I'm not gonna do the ledger accounts for this, but I'm gonna explain you where to put and why you should put. So they're asking describe the transaction for each entry listed in the cash account in chronological order. So now there you need to understand that capital account is 80,000 means what has happened, cash book has increased by 80,000, it's a debit. So capital account also would have increased on the credit side. So when you're writing the double entry for ledger for the first one, you should write open up capital account and present it under credit side of the capital account. This is investment of 80,000. That is the first transactions answer. And number 6, I think that's the date, second chronological order. Sales account 60,000. So cash sales of 60,000. You should write as the transaction, describing the transaction, because sales account will be credit on the sales account, and on the cash book you will say sales account and debit. That's the reason. And seventh, bank loan account 100,000. Obtain the bank loan of 100,000. That is the transactions describing the transaction method. So bank loan account will become credit, saying cash under that account, and under cash book we say it has bank loan account. And January 9th purchase account is 50,000 they have given. So your cash book has decreased actually. So you have made a purchase, you can write. On the purchase account, when you're drawing a ledger account, put purchases account. On the debit side, say it as cash. So purchase account 50,000. You should represent it under purchase. You should when it comes to describing the transaction, cash purchases of 50,000. As it is cash book, everything is done in cash. Again, on 12th, you have purchased the equipment, so 80,000. So equipment account will become debit on the ledger account, saying cash. And here, the narration, I mean the transactions details, you can write purchase the equipment worth of 80,000. Then electricity charges account 10,000. So expense account is an expense account. So on the electricity charges account, you say cash and record it on the debit side as 10,000. For this describing the transaction, I will say paid electricity charges of 10,000. Investment account 40,000. Investment is a non-current asset, so you invest, your assets will go up. So actually you are spending money. So investment account debit, saying cash, and you will write you will say that invested cash or cash investment or made, or how do you say, investments worth of 40,000 was made by cash. You can write like that. Then the adjustment number, yeah, 22, bank loan interest account. So you are paying a bank loan interest. Bank loan interest is an expense account. You will say this bank loan interest account debit, saying 10,000 as cash. You can write the description, write the describing the transaction when you're writing that. You can say paid bank loan interest worth of 10,000 in cash. Creditors account 5,000 is credit here. So on the creditors account, it will become debit, saying cash. When you are describing this transaction, paid creditors balance worth of 5,000 in cash. And 27th, you might see here, this is interest income account 12,000. So you have received an interest income. So interest income account credit and cash book account debit. And interest income accounts ledger, credit side will write cash and 12,000. So on interest income, when you are describing the transaction, received interest income worth 12,000. Debtors account 4,000 means debtors has paid you money of 4,000. So debtors account credit and cash book account debit. That's how the ledger account looks like. And when it comes to debtors account, when you are describing the transaction, debtors has paid 4,000 worth of cash. That's all when it comes to this adjustment. Chapter 6 is a bit easy. Try it out, guys, before doing this chapter. If you do not understand the double entries, please learn chapter number 5 and chapter number 4. That's more than enough for you to do chapter number 6. See you on next video explaining chapter number 7. Please do not forget to subscribe my channel to learn with me more. Commerce with Mac is a channel to teach students freely. Whoever cannot access to classes, I have made myself giving a time for you guys. Please spread the word of this channel to everyone you know, because in future I might put advanced level videos also. It might be help you for your future in a great way. And also please do not forget to follow me on the Instagram channel Commerce with Mac, and also on Facebook Commerce with Mac. So you have anything in any doubts, you can comment on the comment section. What are the videos you request, you can request on that comment section, and I will try my best to put those with my busy schedule. See you guys on the next video. Bye. Have a nice day.